Dribbles all the way through the other side. Shot clock down to 1. What a shot there by Jesse Jones! Oh!
Can try to get to it first. Leaves it there for Jones, and he rises up with the one
bigger. This would be much closer than it is.
And Allman with a great move. Lots of contact.
There for the veteran Tremar Sullivan. Jesse Jones into the corner. Macon feigns a shot. No way he's shooting that, but Jesse Jones will knock it down at the end of the...
Remember the Halifax Hurricanes was clearly the player of the year, but he has just been
and
more and more flexible through the leagues as this has gone on, where you don't have to be perfectly still as long as you beat him to the spot. And there's
he thinks he's fouled. He probably leads the league in thinking you're fouled. Here's Jesse Jones. Jones underneath. Jones up and under. Jesse Jones, what a bit. Spade is spade. He was held together with scotch tape. The man was so injured and so banged up. So great to see a healthy Olu Ashlu on
the decision so much. Macon struggles to catch those passes in space. That's 2 or 3 times they've tried to feed him on that.
Jesse Jones. Brandon up top waiting for Jesse Jones to come around. Jones, he threatens inside. Nice little floater there. Tyrone Watson takes it back for Jesse Jones. Jones pulls up for 3. Jesse Jones! Thomas out for Brandon. Brandon to Jesse Jones. Jones drives in the lane. Jones challenges Washington, and I've said
one of my favorite subjects right now. And a big 3 there. And then when you stop talking, I'm just going to start. And if we repeat each other, well, that's just going to have to be a deal.
Sounds good. And Edwards gets the 2-hand.
Now moves it over for Mason. Mason got a little bit of an open look inside. Good defense there.
Here's Jones off the hesitation. Making a couple steps, and he throws it down.
Just get through these few minutes and get ready for the big push at the end.
Yeah, and it's wise because he's gonna need that.
There's a long pass there, and that's the first time we're getting a look at Danny McDonald is into the game.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
And Billy White back into the game, a little cold, throws a turnover
yeah.
right into the hands of Jesse Jones, who takes.
Going to have an impact, I wonder.
Here's Jesse Jones. Jones from outside. He'll knock it down beyond the arc. Jesse Jones. Kane Broom into the game now. Broom into Jones. Not surprised to see Jones still in there. He's having some kind of game. In for the big man, Olu Ashlu. Feel welcome, and that's the way we'd like to have it here in St. John's. Thanks for the question, James. Keep the shout-outs coming on Twitter. Here's Ashlu. Wide open flush there by Mike Edwards with the steal. Jesse Jones pushes the pace coast to coast. And that one into the game. Miller swatted away there by Edwards. Jesse Jones at the buzzer, puts it up and in. Now, here's Allman. Jesse Jones wrapped up Allman. Not quite sure how that wasn't called. But they've got to make a bigger move now. Only 6:10 left to go.
You can't trade buckets. Ooh.
Jesse Jones, he does that a few times.
Yeah, he gets away with kind of palming the ball to the ball kind of thing. You know, can the Titans keep this up for a whole half?
Jesse Jones showing some flashes. One again tonight. Cadogan slicing, dicing into the lane. Kicks one out. 3-point shot for Jesse Jones. And Ward outside for Ashlu. Ashlu up top. He's going to move the ball, no doubt. Puts it over to the hands of Jesse Jones. Nice
situation for the Canes as they are 2 for 5 from distance. Yeah, Jesse Jones, though.
There managed to hold on, though, and Ashlu will grab the rebound. Jones trying to get that.
A lot of averages.
Jones now for 3, and he'll get it to drop.
You're in.
Now, on a fan basis, they love that hard-charging, physical style of whatever. Hockey, basketball, baseball, it don't matter.
I'm not quite sure, George, and maybe you can explain with the basketball mind, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't seem to apply here. Moncton having a lot of success. What a
best players to take some of those shots.
They're not going to go all the time, but if you got a good look, take it. Speaking of good looks, here's Jesse Jones. Pedal to the metal once again. Finds Ward.
All those years you spent in grade 7 and you haven't mastered the math?
I was a professional grade 7 student. Big shot.
Cullen and Kalist and Denzel and Mo Jones. Really, this 5, I think, actually. I think Ronnie Delph was the 5th, and that was the instigators.
Jared Nickens having a sneaky, quiet, really strong night again. He's got 21, leading all scorers. There's Jesse Jones.
With us, and audio tech Brian. We're into the year 2020, and speaking of number 20,
number 20 here this afternoon, mile 1. Jones protects the ball inside. Jesse Jones. Next 2 possessions are critical. I'm going to call it now. There's 4:01 left. St. John's need to cut this lead in half in the next minute and a half for sure. And there's Jesse Jones doing a miss for Jared Nickens here tonight.
I'd like to see him go all the way to the rim on that one. He got such a nice curl screen at the top of the key.
Here's Kane Broom wide open from the corner.
Scrapping and clawing.
Yeah, they're here to win tonight, folks.
And
Burning to White, he is in some considerable pain. They need to recognize that edge. Nice little basket off towards Mike Edwards in a minute. But I tell you what, I got a question for you now, coming from Central Newfoundland, and you being a basketball guy.
Pow!
I love saying pow. I think I'll just say it all the time. With a really small lineup on the floor, they've got Jones, Williams, and Broom on the floor here. Outside of his range, rebounded by Watson. Watson to Cadogan, over for Jones. Jones, 10 minutes left in this second half here, the third quarter, the opening of the second half. Jesse Jones opens with an up and up. It over for Ashley. Ashley inside for Jesse Jones. Nice pass for Jones. Brandon into the hands of Jesse Jones. Jones up top. Good switch off. Jones guarded by Mason. Jones up off the glass. Jones kisses.
For the edge, they'll go with Jones. Jones will fire the 3, and he drops it. The Hurricanes. And that's a good look.
Broom from Macon. Macon finds Jesse Jones. Jesse Jones back for Macon. Macon, big man, goes in, lays it up off the
bounce. Gets a smaller guy in a switch and still burns him and sets up Morty for the easy jumper.
Yeah, great ball movement. Results in great looking shots and high shooting percentages. So we'll hope that continues tonight. And Cadogan.
9-6, 7:22 left. Opening action here. Good crowd on hand for Sunday afternoon. Jesse Jones outside for Ward. Ward for 3. Knock.
The edge player there, Desmond Williams, was out on the perimeter. Ball fake, left his feet, and that allowed the penetration inside. Gotta hold your ground. Gotta be a little more patient.
Jones outside for Lewis. Back for Jones. Jones in for Edwards. Edwards puts it up, and Edwards, wow, he muscled him. Un-junior-like performance in the last game. Not saying he was bad. He was Ashley. Shot clock down to 5. Going to try to back up Taylor. Ashley, strong move, kicks out things down, puts the ball in the hands of Brandon. Brandon out for Jesse Jones. Jones up top. Jones got a little mismatch there. Jones goes in. And here's Jesse Jones. Jones finds an open Tyrone Watson. Watson goes in. He makes it. But once again, the prof is on my right. He's the basketball guy. I'm just the fat guy who balls out names here. Here's Jesse Jones. Jones almost lost the dribble. Jones put the arm around there, wrapped him up in the outside.
And I have seen Marvell do that to people. He
Brandon
gets up
on the drive.
He's got to give him a couple dribbles, let Corey get his feet set, and more often than not, he's going to make that. Just miss that one.
And nice post move for 2 points.
So it's our job to put them out there and let them be scared, because that's what it's all about.
I'll credit Coach Marcus and his staff for that. Shot from the outside, and that one. Bow ties at George's house for anybody who wants to go out to see him.
I have a fire sale in town, just over 2 minutes to go.
Jesse Jones spins around. Jones going to bring it himself. Jones, nice strong basket there. He can't get it to drop though. Rebound by St. John's. Here's Jones. Jones pushing the pedal to the metal. Jones, nice drive there. Williams grabs the rebound. Outside for Jones. Jones from way outside. Clinkscales from way outside. That one's short. Jesse Jones with the rebound. Back for Thomas. Thomas hits his